Hi, hello, and welcome to the 22nd episode of the Whips and Whimsy podcast. My name is Zenith. My pronouns are they, them. I am happy that you are here with me. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Sockspouse. Those links will be linked down below, as well as any patterns I may use or products I may have researched or bought or whatever. This is my YouTube channel where we talk about all things knitting and crafting. And usually at the end, we also talk about things I'm reading, watching, usually some Star Wars stuff. I am a huge Star Wars nerd. This is a Star Wars reference. How are you doing? I hope that you're doing well. I am having a very simple week this week. And I woke up this morning and the heat was on. It is the most beautiful day outside. And I am having a lovely time. Let's kick things off with the pig parade. The pig parade, if you are new here, is something that I do every week. Usually I like to knit small tiny pigs at the end of my week, and then I show them all first thing. They're very tiny, small, and cute. You can see, can you see? No. Yes. Up here, that's one of my tiny pigs. I don't have any actual pigs to show this week, but I do have some other tiny things I want to show off. First of all, I have added 2 new chili peppers to my string. I am knitting a string of chili peppers with the leftovers of all the socks that I have made. So, and I'm a little bit behind, I'm on delay. But these are 2 socks. 2 new socks have been added to the chili string, which it looks like this now. I'm not going to unwind the whole thing because we'll be here forever watching me rewind it. This thing is getting, we kind of got a few chili peppers on here. Which I'm very excited about. I'm so excited for like the end of 2025 when I have just a ridiculous amount of chili peppers and I can put them on display and just, it's going to be so silly. So I worked on those on Tuesday. I like to do Tiny Object Tuesday. Also, I will say this is the chili pepper pattern. It's free. It's by Amanda Berry. I have modified it to be knit in the round and I use fingering weight held double mostly. I think it's a DK weight pattern. Anyway, so I knit 2 of those on Tuesday for Tiny Object Tuesday, and then I decided I wanted to go off the beaten path. So I started knitting the Rainbow Gnomes pattern. I will link it down below because I don't remember the designer's name. It's the same designer as the 10-stitch blanket, but I don't remember their name right now. So I will link that down below. I did not finish my gnome because by the time I got to adding like the little special bits like the nose and the beard, it was almost 9 o'clock and I have to get up at 5:45 for work every day. So I was not going to continue working on that. But what I got is the start of a gnome. I have like half a gnome. So it's going to be really cute when it's done. I'm going to put it on my desk at work. It's very cute. It was very easy to make. I love making gnomes and I love that it's so itty bitty because there is a designer who is like known for her gnomes. It's Imagine Landscapes. I don't remember her actual name. This is not one of her patterns. I do have her book. It's on that shelf over there, has the Gnomes of Grimblewood book, and at some point I am just going to start knitting through that book and living my best life. But I have not done that so far. Yes. Hydration break. Oh my god, I forgot to say this in the intro. I got a new cup. I went to Michael's. I don't know if you can tell. I went to Michael's right before filming today. And this is on sale. It was like $9. So in my little sippy cup, I have my favorite mocktail, which is a lime seltzer with a shot of grenadine. It's delicious. Yum. Okay. So that is it for the pig parade. I have one other finished object. That is my socks. I love these. These are the Veer Off Course by Alindria Knits. And let's see, which one has the pattern facing you? This one. So I only put it on the leg because I don't like carrying the pattern down the foot. I don't like having all that texture on against my toes and my feet and whatever. But it's just a basic chevron that's only on like one side of the sock. I love it. So I took my own, the way that I like to knit socks in general, which is 10 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, 30 rounds for the leg, a slip stitch heel, however many rounds I need for the foot. For the socks that are for me, that's 65 rounds. And then a square toe. So these are for me. So I took that and I just put the stitch pattern from Veer Off Course into the leg. That's really all I did. I do that for most of the patterns that I knit. Yeah, this yarn is from Tiny Human Knits, and this is the Fireside Flannel colorway from her Christmas in July sale. So I'm really excited about that. I'm still very bummed that she is no longer shipping to the US until the tariffs get figured out. But what are you gonna do? I can't blame her for making that call. So yeah, I'm so excited to wear these socks. I love that they're Christmas but chill. And there's enough pink in them that I can wear them through at least Valentine's Day, which is great. But they're also not like, you know, an in-your-face Valentine's Day kind of thing either, because I have mixed feelings about Valentine's Day. So yeah, they're done. I love them. They're great. The next thing I have, so if you watched last week's episode, I was talking about how there was a lace sock pattern I wanted to knit, but I was a little bit intimidated because I knit inverted. I do my stockinette with a purl stitch instead of a knit stitch. So anytime I'm knitting a pattern, I'm already doing it reversed. And I also found this pattern, it's free, but it's a cuff up pattern, or a toe up pattern rather than cuff down. And as I've said, I knit all of my items cuff down. I strongly prefer the fit of a heel flap sock than a short row sock. So I started these and I was like, I wasn't really sure what I was doing, what I had going on. And first of all, I did all of this work of like inverting the chart and doing all of these things, and then realized that the only thing I actually needed to pay attention to was whether it was going to the left or to the right. And I had a chart and one of them was going to the left and the other one was going to the right. And I could have just, it was like for the left sock, I could have used the right chart, and for the right sock, I could have used the left chart and just lived my best life. I realized that after doing the whole first lace pattern, and I was like, I'm not going to go back and undo that. So I didn't. I realized as I was knitting the gnome on Tuesday, when I was already through the lace pattern on both socks at that point, I finally had a chance to do decreases where you had to do like slip, slip, knit, and purl two, and knit two together, which to me, I thought would be slip, slip, purl, and purl two together. But it turns out it's actually different. And I figured it out from doing it on the gnome. And you can see like where I had them wrong, where I had them correctly figured out, like which one leans which way. So I did the wrong decreases on all of them. Am I stalling showing you these socks? I might be. Because they don't look bad. They don't look good. Actually, I'm going to borrow this blocker to see if I can get it stretched out so you can actually see what it is they look like. I made a ton of progress on these socks, and the person that I'm giving them to is not going to care. The person that these are for is the same person who made me my funny little sun up there. She's not going to be mad if the lacework looks absolutely ridiculous. But the lacework, again, it doesn't look awful, and this hasn't been blocked. It's just that it doesn't look like the picture because I did it wrong. It was me. It was a user error. I decided I was a genius and then realized, no, I'm not. So there's that. So I have one sock fully done, and the other sock, I need to unwrap these. Usually I like pre-unwrap my knitting before I film, but today I was like, we're just going to hit play and see what happens. The second sock we are nearly done. We have like maybe an hour and a half of work left on this sock. So I would probably finish that today, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Right now I have the house to myself, which is really nice. My roommate should be coming back at some point today, but I don't know what she's doing with her life right now. So I'm just going to work on my socks and take charge of the TV and watch some really bad documentaries probably. Why not? Oh, and I should mention, I should show the project bags. This was in the bag for Not Me, which is from Tiny Human Knits. This is, I think, the goldenrod. It was part of a spring release that she did. I love this bag. I am about to retire it for the fall, which you will see in just a little bit. I'm very excited about that. Anywho, in my very favorite project bag, which is made by Once Upon a Library, who I think her store is closed. But she made this for me. And in that bag, I have the next pair of socks that is for me. This is my bag of socks for me. And in that bag, yesterday was Friday. On Fridays, I cast on new socks. I spun my little spinner. The spinner told me to knit a stroll sock. And so I cast on this lovely little guy, this lovely little baby. I think I like it. I'm not sure. Time will tell how I feel about these. But you know, it was time for me to work on the stroll socks I said I wanted, so I'm making them. I have a feeling I'm gonna finish all of my stroll tweed socks and then decide that I don't want all of them. And some of them may go on to somebody else who has the same shoe size as me. But I want to get them all knit up and then make that decision of what I want to do with my life. We are pausing to drink some more of my mocktail. I think I should name this mocktail the Zenith. I'm just saying. Anyway, that brings us to acquisitions. This week I have two. One of them was a little bit unexpected. One of my friends messaged me and was like, "Hey, I found some yarn in my stash that seems like something that you could use. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yeah." so and then I work with her husband. So the next day I came into work and I like left my desk to go check on something. When I came back, there's just a ball, like a bag of yarn sitting on my keyboard. That's the word. So I have not opened this out of the bag yet to like touch it and squish it and whatever. But this is Knit Picks Essential Tweed in the color Plum. They both had labels. One of them just fell to the floor. But I'm excited for these. They're so cute and they're so soft. And I love Knit Picks. I love Knit Picks Tweed. It's good. It's squishy. This feels just like a workhorse sock yarn, and I'm really excited to work with these. I think I have a couple colors that I think these are going to play really well with, and so I'm really excited to get into these at some point. Not sure when they will make it to the wheel or into the basket, but they're in my stash now, and I love that. And then the other thing I got, so the sock bag for socks that are not for me, that bag is a delight. I love it. It's huge. It's great. It's fantastic. However, it is very springy, very summer. That is not the season of life we're going into. So this week I went onto Etsy and bought a new project bag, and it is inside of here. This is like a reused Amazon package. I did not buy it from Amazon. I bought it from Etsy, but I have not opened it yet. But I've opened it right now. So let's see what's inside. It's so freaking pretty. I apologize for the crinkles. This is the downside of being like, no, I'm going to open it on camera, is then you have to listen to all of the crinkly moments. And watch me struggle with plastic. I don't understand how to... Here we go. Okay, so I have a big piece of paper. Thank you. Your support of my small shop is appreciated. Julie. This is from the store, Julie Quez. And look at it! It's so pretty. I'm so obsessed with it. I love that it has squared edges on the bottom so that it sits like open. The inside has like a really pretty design And the channels are also really, really cute. It has a drawstring ribbon. Oh, those get like really shut too. I feel like, you know, sometimes when you're using a drawstring bag, they just don't want to shut like all the way. Because they're like, you know, it's like the cord's kind of thick, but because this is more of like a Beetlejuice ribbon, it gets really shut. That's pretty secure. I actually really like that. This feels like it's giving quilted vibes, but it's not quilted. I love this bag. I can't wait to use it. Oh my god. I'm going to transfer everything over like the moment I stop filming. I'm so excited. And it's a good size. It's a decent size. Because I have to keep a lot of stuff in my project bags because I use wrist braces. I'll show you these ratty little things. I've been using them for years. These are my wrist braces that I use every time I knit. And so not only do I have to have my main ball of yarn, my contrast ball of yarn, you know, my needles, my project, all up in here, I also have to fit my 2 braces. And so I need like a little bit of extra room to be able to fit everything, especially if I'm using a contrast color that is a full ball of yarn. Like, pray for me because there's never enough room in my sock project bags. Anyway, this is Delight. I'm so excited about it. I will try to remember to link her store down below. Yay. Anyway, that's it for me this week. That was surprisingly quick. Yeah, so, and as far as upcoming plans, I have a one-shot D&D campaign going tomorrow because it is the Labor Day weekend. People had time available. So I'm doing that tomorrow. Today I got breakfast with a friend. I went to Michael's and bought a bunch of decor and things. Some of it you can see back there. Some of it is upstairs. I accidentally bought an animatronic piranha plant. I thought that it was going to be just like decor, and I was really excited. And then I found out it has a button so you can press it and it talks to you. So, for better or worse, I did that today. Whoops. Yeah, I have something really kind of funny to share for an upcoming video, which is I am expecting to receive a giant box of yarn probably by next week. There's this thing that happens because I only knit socks where I have a lot of friends who knit. This is fine. This is great. Some of them see me knit lots of socks and they say, I'm also going to knit tons of socks. This is a great idea. And rather than buying like one skein of sock yarn and making sure that they like knitting socks, they go out and they're like, I'm going to be a sock knitter, and they buy tons of sock yarn. And then they go to knit their first pair of socks and they're like, I hate everything about making socks, and now I have all of this sock yarn and I'm never going to use sock yarn. I don't like how thin it is. I'm not having a good time. I want this yarn to go to a good home because it was expensive. What do I do? And then after they panic for a little bit, they're like, I can give it to Zenith, which is how I got this yarn. Actually, I can't say that because this is from my friend Delia, and she does knit socks. She doesn't do it very often, but she does knit socks. She does work with a lot of fingering weight yarn, actually. But it's like that's what happened this summer when I was knitting all those socks for my friend Jen, who was making me a sweater. Because it's like, I'm not going to knit a sweater. I'm going to knit socks. And Jen is not going to knit socks. So she was like, here's my sock yarn supply. Please take it. I don't want it in my house. Like, if I get socks, that's great. But now it has happened with my other friend, actually, Once Upon a Library, Kaylee. She went through all of her sock yarn and she was like, I had to swap out one box to another to get sock yarn ready for you because I know that you will use it and you will treat it well. And I was like, it's true. I was like, how many socks do you want? She was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, you're going to get an even exchange of socks. So cool. But now, yeah, I am expecting to have a giant box of yarn showing up at my house and possibly another project bag with it, which is also rad. And then I'll have to make Kaylee a ton of socks to you know, correctly barter for this insane gift of just all the sock yarn. I'm really happy about the timing because I usually buy tons of yarn in the fall, and I'm like, if you're sending me the size of box I'm envisioning that is being sent, I may not have to buy yarn this fall after all. It might be a lot of yarn. We will see. Yeah. So that's what's going on with me. I'm going to try to get a lot of knitting done this weekend, and I might also bring my blanket to the D&D one shot and try to get that figured out. Because that's going to be about 8 hours probably for a one shot, and I could knit the whole time, but I can't count. So working on socks would be kind of difficult because I'm not at a point where I'm not going to be like stuck trying to do like heel turns and stuff like that. Like it'll be annoying. So I'm like, I think that's the plan is I'm just gonna bring my blanket. But yeah, that's where I'm mostly at as far as reading and listening and all of those things. I've been listening to the radio classical music station because it doesn't have ads. I'm really enjoying that. I finished a book, Murder at Pirates Cove by Josh Lanyon. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. It was just like the perfect cozy mystery. That book is really good. I already downloaded the second one, but I haven't started it yet, and I also don't remember the title of it. But it's a really cute series, and I'm excited to listen to it. I've been listening to it at work. As far as reading today in the parking lot while I was waiting for my friend to be ready to go into the restaurant, I started an arc of another cozy mystery called Witch and Tell, and I'm obsessed with it already. I've only finished chapter 1. I'm like, I'm so sold. I might look up the rest of the series so I can read those. It's just so good. Oh my god. I'm loving reading cozy mysteries. Just all of them. I would like to, take a shower in cozy mysteries. Thanks. So yeah, really enjoying that. I think the end of the month, I know the end of the month is coming. The end of the month is tomorrow. I'm thinking that on Monday, which is September 1st, I'm going to do a bonus content episode just to do a recap of everything that I've read in the month of August. I had asked about that earlier this month, and I did have one person be like, that sounds cool. And so in honor of that exactly one comment, I am going to make a bonus video just doing a little reading wrap up and talking about the books I've read. I'm probably going to do a 1-sentence review style, so it's not a million years long. Because I think making, 20 to 30 minute long videos once a week is enough, especially because I film these on my phone. My phone only has so much space. So I'm going to try to keep it to like 10 minutes or less on that video and just kind of do like rapid fire. Like here's the title, here's the author, here's a 1 sentence about it next and a rating, and then move on to the next one. So we'll see how that goes. If you're interested, stay tuned. And yeah, I think that is all that I have. It is kind of a shorter episode this week. So I guess that means you can go back to your Saturday or Sunday or whatever day you are watching this. I hope you have a fantastic week and a super weekend or weekday or whatever. And I will see you next time. Bye.